A.L Sports presents the high school football game of the week. Tonight from Viking Stadium, it's the Central Cabarrus Vikings hosting the A.L Wonders of Kannapolis. Good evening, everyone. Along with Woody Kane, I'm Randy Whitley, and this is the first big game of many big games here as we go down the home stretch, especially in the South Piedmont Conference, Woody.
Well, I'll tell you, it's getting down towards the end of the season, Randy. All the conference games starting to come up. The South Piedmont Conference is small, so that means every game is important. Kannapolis has already lost one last week to East Rand. They got to treat this game like a playoff game. If they lose this game, they're pretty much in a position of having to win the Bell game to have a shot at the playoffs. So you got to think this is a playoff game for the Wonders.
Of course, Central Cabarrus had the Wonders beat on everything except the scoreboard last year, only to see, well, that was a heartbreaker. 89 when Natron Means played. They lost a close game up at Kannapolis. This may be their best chance on paper to beat the Wonders ever.
Well, you mentioned Natron Means, and that's the difference between the Central team this year and in years past. They've always had that big banger at the running back who could run over people and grind it out. Now they throw the ball more. They throw the halfback pass. I mean, they do everything. They've got a much more diverse offense, and that could be the key tonight.
Of course, both teams have very good defenses, and it might be a low-scoring affair tonight.
Well, Kannapolis is very good against the run. They've been burned a couple of times on the long pass. Central, all they did last time was shut out Forest Hills. You know, that's a great ball club, and to do that says something about the caliber of their defense.
I'll tell you one thing, Woody, it just don't really get any better than this. How do you feel about it?
No, it really doesn't. Now, I'm excited, Randy. Did you ever get like that?
Yeah, I sure did. We'll be back with more pregame after this. Welcome back to Central Cabarrus High School. Randy Whitley along with Woody Kane. And earlier, Steve Gadd had a chance to talk with head coach Jim Brown of the Vikings.
Thanks, Randy. Woody with Coach Jim Brown of Central Cabarrus Vikings. Jim, we throw the record book out the window, the win-loss record out the window. It's a tough ball game tonight.
Yeah, Kannapolis, we know is going to be a tough football team. Like you said, the record doesn't always indicate how good a football team can play, and they've been a little bit up and down, but when they play good, they're good.
I tell you, they can come into your stadium and be 0-7, and where you're 7-0, and it means nothing. You had a layoff last week, open date. Does that concern you at all?
No, not really. We got a chance to go back and work on some basic fundamental things that you really don't have time to on a week-to-week basis, and I hope that's going to help us even play better.
Health-wise, is the team 100%?
Yeah, that also helped us a little bit too, having an off week. We had a couple of kids with some banged up ankles, have been hobbling around, and I think they're finally back at full speed, so I think that helped us in that respect too.
You mentioned full speed. That was my next question. As we walk out here, the field's a little bit soggy. Of course, we had a lot of rain. Is that going to be a factor?
I don't think so. It's a little bit wet, but the footing's firm, and I don't think we'll have any problems with that. And both teams got to play on it, so it's not advantage or disadvantage, I don't believe, for either one of us.
I predict a physical ball game, a lot of contact, a close ball game. If it comes down to a field goal, a special team, any trick plays, or say it comes down to a field goal, have you got a guy that can come through for you?
We feel like we do. We've kicked a couple already this year. Had a big one in our last ball game against Forest Hills that was big at that time. So we've kicked a few of them, and yeah, we've come through and performed well on our special teams.
Any tricks or surprises we went for tonight?
No tricks, no surprises. Like you said, just a good old-fashioned, hard-nosed football game.
I tell you what, that's what we're all waiting for and looking for. You know, it's time for a good football game.
Well, I hope this is one of them.
Jim, thanks for talking to us. We know you got to get back to your team, and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Randy, back to you and Woody upstairs.
A.L. Brown, 0-1 in the conference. Central Cabarrus, this is their first conference encounter as the Vikings come in 4th ranked in the state this week and undefeated on the year after 6 games. Kannapolis, of course, 3-3 overall. Earlier, Steve Gadd also talked with head coach Bruce Harden and the Wonders' chances tonight.
Thanks again, Randy. We caught up with Bruce Harden, the Kannapolis Wonders. Bruce, I don't have to tell you, you got your hands full tonight.
Yeah, this is a good situation, I guess. It's a good football team, and we've had a good week of practice. I think we're intense. I think our players are ready, and I have full confidence they'll give us a great effort. So what more can you ask?
Well, you answered my question. I was going to ask you about the practice. Did it go up to par? Did everything go to suit you?
Yeah, our guys do a great job. Our coaches do, and our players, they have the character to handle tough situations. And that was a tough loss for us, but they're big enough people to come back, and I think they'll play well tonight.
Coach, you've had a busy schedule. I know that your opponent tonight was off last week. Is that a factor? Does that concern you at all? These guys have a little bit more rest than you have?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes it can kind of slow your momentum down. I thought maybe it did us because we'd come off with 2 wins right there, and then maybe we'd lost that little edge or whatever. And sometimes it gives you a chance to heal. So it's hard to answer that question until you play the football game.
Coach, another quick question. A lot of rain in Cabarrus County here over the last couple of days. A wet, soggy field here tonight. Is that a factor? Does that slow you down or change your game plan at all?
It could be. I think for the players' situation, they have to run a little bit more flat-footed than they normally would, especially to making cuts. So you may see them a lot more north-south football than you would throwing it up or trying to get outside on people.
Coach, another thing you mentioned last week's heartbreaking loss. Do you make any changes at all tonight?
Well, if it helps the football team, you do. I don't think you just go in and just start changing, and by no means do we, or I don't think any good organization throws a towel in over a tough loss, because that's just something you have to deal with. And last week's game, and just can't help you or hurt you. You got to be positive and always look to the next situation. That's what we're here for.
Coach, again, a crucial contest. I know you got to get back to your team. Thank you for talking to us. We wish you well.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, guys, back upstairs.
Central Cabarrus and A.L. Brown of Kannapolis just moments away. The coin toss and the starting lineups next. Viking Stadium, the co-captains are clenching their fists, so to speak, and let's go to the center of the field right now.
Number 37, Teal. Kannapolis, shake hands with Central Cabarrus. All right, man, we're going to call you Captain Green all night. We'll call you Captain White. Anytime we have a penalty, I'm going to call for you, okay? I'll explain your options to you. If you understand your options, you need to give me a decision, okay? I'll accept it or decline it. If you don't understand the option, tell me. I'll explain it again, okay? Just let me know if you don't have any understanding. You're going to be the visiting team. You'll call a toss. First of all, I want you guys to understand if we have a problem on the field tonight, I want the 6 of you to help us, okay? That's why you're out here. If you'll help us with that, we'd appreciate it. You're the visiting team. You'll call the toss. That's a head. That's a tail. Call it in the air. If it hits the ground, we'll flip it again. You ready? Call it. He called heads. It's a tail. You won the toss, Central. You want your choice this half or the second half? Second half? Okay. Green has won the toss. They'll defer to the second half. You on the football, right? Which way do you want to kick? You want to defend the scoreboard, then put your back over there, Green. White, put your back. You want to kick it toward the scoreboard. Put your back over there. Put your back over here, man, okay? White has their choice. They will receive here. All right, man, shake hands again.
Let's take a look at those offensive and defensive probable starting lineups. First for the A.L. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis.
Well, Tyndall, the quarterback, Douglas, and Lawson in the backfield. Lawson had a 90-yard game last week. Urey, the tight end. Deron Ford, the set end. Melvin Bennett, the flanker. Johnson, Butler, Reeder, Teal, and Shink. That should be Shink, not Schwenk, the center there. There you look at the defense. Coleman, Rice, Douglas. There's that number 66, James Williams. Watch him. Cook, Brown, Barbie, Rivers, Russell, Lott, and Lawson, the Wonder defense.
For the Vikings of Central Cabarrus, there you see it. Pretty reliable names in that backfield.
Yeah, Dustin Lewis doing a good job stepping up with the quarterback. Tommy Hornick excels on both sides of the ball. Jimmy Means, Natrone's younger brother, of course, everybody knows that. Cole, Chapman, Kirk, Mullis, Black, Childress, Blackенhart, and Taylor along the offensive line. Then you got Childress again, Kerr, Hornick, Means, Cole, Love, Ford, Chapman, Kirk, Black, and Mullis. The defense for the Vikings, they will be kicking off here. The Wonders will get the ball first.
Almost like a playoff atmosphere, isn't it, Woody?
Well, it really is. Central can go a long way toward avoiding that draw that Jim Brown has found himself in the last couple of years, and he doesn't like to see those numbers coming out of the hat.
Billy Chapman kicks it end over end. It'll be Lawson at the 6. Bobby looking for a hole, and he's got a wedge, and he's got one man to beat. Upended at about the 35-yard line, but that was a pretty dangerous-looking return for the A.L. Brown Wonders.
And look who it was making the tackle, Billy Chapman. There he is. Chapman does it all. Coach Jim Brown told me in the preseason that he may even be carrying water on the field during sometimes. He does everything for this squad and is a really underrated player.
Don't believe they need any water on the field tonight. They had quite a bit in the last 48 hours. They'll have two receivers to the top, one to the bottom, and the I formation for Tyndall and company on first down. Fullback Douglas hit at the line of scrimmage, got about 2 yards, wrestled down to the ground that time. Number 50 over there, it was Adam Dagenhart, the first guy for the Vikings.
And Coach Hart told us earlier on the Headliners program, Randy, that one of the things the Wonders are struggling with this year, they seem to be able to move the ball well between the 20s, but when they get down into the red zone, they struggle. So we'll see if they've been able to overcome that in their practice sessions this week.
This maybe could be a difference. You got underclassmen, inexperienced down there. They're not seasoned as to maybe what to do. Geary will flock to the tight end on the right side. Tailback first call this time, and Lawson's got a hole off the right side. Finally brought down in Central Territory at the 45-yard line. Brian Kirk riding him down across the far way.
What a big hole. Bobby Lawson found it, exploited it, got the first down. A nice chunk of yardage there. You see, look at there, the Kannapolis players already getting dirty. They mean business, don't they?
I tell you, we got first, maybe the only dirty game we're going to have this year. I tell you, all this rain, but the field's in pretty good shape, though.
Yeah, it really is. Out towards the middle, it's pretty dry. The sidelines are still a little bit wet, so we'll keep an eye on that tonight and see if it causes any problems.
First down and 10 of the Viking 45. Wonders moving early here on offense, and it will be Lawson. Huge hole right side, and he had 3 ways to go, and he picked the middle, and they finally got him. Mike Ennis kept him out of the end zone, Woody, down to the 27-yard line.
Exactly the same play, the same hole. Coach Jim Brown's going, hey, come on, plug that thing up over there.
Well, you know, Ian Johnson, 72 over there on the right side. You got Chip Shank, the center. A couple of big bodies moving some folks out early, and Bruce Harden's going to be pleased with what he's seen so far.
Yeah, you mentioned Chip Shank. He was injured earlier in the year, and they're glad to have him back now.
2 wide receivers tied in on the right. I formation once again on first down and 10. Fullback Douglas had a little bit of room momentarily. Finally, 35, Tommy Hornick, outstanding linebacker, making the stop down near the 21-yard line.
Excited? Look at there, coming back to the huddle.
Brown. I was kind of kidding Jim. I said the worst time to play A.L. Rose when they're coming off a loss, and he may be realizing it right now because we haven't seen this enthusiasm from Kannapolis all year in the games that we've telecast.
Well, now they're getting down into the red zone area. They're just outside the 20-yard line, so let's see how they react now. They may try to take a quick strike here and see if they can take a shot at it.
Second down and 4 from the 21, and a long count for Tyndall. Coming down, he'll give it to Lawson. Good defensive play in the backfield. David Burr came through from the linebacking position. David, a 178-pound senior, and just really untouched.
He came right through the line that time, you're right, and upended Bobby Lawson before he had a chance to get going. Going off the field now for the Wonders, number 21, Kendall Haney. He's got a little bit of a limp over there. Hope he's okay.
We played 3 minutes here in the opening period, opening drive of the game, and the Wonders will send 3 wide receivers out. Key third down conversion as they're in the red zone, as Woody pointed out. It'll be Lawson, huge hole in the middle. Fights his way down for the first down, and it may be first and goal for the A.L. Brown Wonders. Well, Lawson's picking up where he left off.
It looked like Mike Ennis got the first shot at him, but I don't think he was a player that brought him down. Looked like that may have been, I don't know. I lost that number down in that pile. I couldn't see who it was that finally brought him down.
And the muddier they become, they may lose all the numbers before the night's out. Lawson almost 500 yards rushing. He's averaging 4.7 a carry coming into tonight's game, so he's up that average substantially.
And he carried 27 times last week, though, so you know he's going to be getting the ball quite a bit.
This is Brown. He will be inside the 5, inside the 1, in the end zone. Touchdown, Kannapolis. Boy, you like them apples, folks.
Kannapolis just marched right down the field, Randy, behind the running game, and that's been their problem this year. They haven't been able to get that running game going sufficiently enough, but this time they did. Watch him go right up the middle here. You see Brown go off the right side, up the middle, and then gets banged and falls into the end zone. Nice play.
They pulled Joey Teal, 76, the left guard. He was a low 238 pounds there. Now for the extra point is Chris Duplessis. Will be kicking out of the hold of A.J. Lunt. 7 plays and 64 yards in the final 10 by Brown. The kick is up, And it is through the heart. Timeout on the field. 8:21 to go. The Wonders have scored. They're on top 7-0 early. Turn to Viking Stadium. If the Central Vikings were taking the Wonders lightly, I think they've just been woken up.
Yeah, it's definitely a wake-up call now. Kannapolis and very impressive on that drive, marching right down the field, sticking with the run. Bobby Lawson finding several big holes on the right side. And boy, we said they needed to treat this like a playoff game. It looks like they are.
False start here.
Something went wrong, didn't it?
Let's try that again.
It's like the official said, wait.
It isn't. I'm the one they're waiting on.
Okay, here he goes. He's ready now.
And the Wonders will kick it high, not particularly deep though. Coming up at about the 23-yard line, so the Vikings could get good field position, and they do, out near the 40-yard line. It was Gene Rivers on the stop. And a nice return by Mike Ennis of the Vikings.
And now we look at the Vikings coming out to set on offense, Randy. That's the difference in this team this year. They've got a lot of weapons. Dustin Lewis doing a good job. The junior at quarterback, of course, Jimmy Means and Tommy Hornick in the backfield. And one of Lewis's, there you see him, his favorite target is number 86, Billy Chapman.
Almost 1,000 yards rushing in that backfield between Means and Hornick. Look at this. They kind of way offset the backs. Almost in a slot over there. Move the tight end to the left side. And they'll toss it. Here's Means looking for the corner. He's got that and then a little bit more out to the 44-yard line. Said we haven't seen Benny Russell on the stop for Kannapolis, but we didn't see that kind of a line at the first game of the year. So Coach Brown's put in a few different sets here, looks like.
Yeah, we asked him, but he didn't tell us all his tricks. You know these coaches, they won't give you anything.
It's live TV.
There's Jim right there. He's saying, ha, I tricked him.
He said he knows people's got VCRs.
That's right.
7-0 Wonders lead early with 7.5 minutes to go here in the first period. As the Vikings will drop 2 to the bottom of your screen. Wide out. And back to the eye. Means they try to seal the corner. He just lowers the shoulder and goes out to the 47-yard line.
Looked like number 44, Corey Douglas, one of the players in on the stop that time for the Wonders, along with A.J. Lott, number 5 that time.
So a key third down conversion here. You want to get that stick move and give your offense a little time to get the feel of the game because they were kind of late arriving here. They had to watch that Wonder offense go down the field on the opening drive. That really sets the tone for the game. Kirk and Chapman are the wides to the top. They drop the snap. Lewis is going nowhere.
They're still fighting though. And that's looks like it's gonna force the Vikings to punt. And I mean, Randy, there is a distinct intensity in the eyes of the Kannapolis players. They're jumping up and down and high-fiving on every play.
Well, East Durant shut the Wonders out last week. That's the first time Kannapolis had not scored, 1986? Boy,
yeah.
That's been
93 straight games since they've been shut out before that.
A lot of kids have gone through that high school and have gotten married, had babies, and maybe working on grandkids since the last time that happened.
You got Bobby Lawson and A.J. Lott deep for the Wonders. Nice kick.
Beautiful kick that time. And Lawson misfields. He'll finally pick it up about the 5 and then draws a little traffic down across the 10. Maybe it's Kunta Mackin making the tackle down near the 14-yard line. So the Wonders will be pinned back deep in their own territory.
I'm looking over there at the Kannapolis man. There's an inflatable pumpkin flying around over there that they're knocking around. I can't believe it. It's not quite Halloween yet, but they're already in the spirit.
I tell you, these guys, these marketing people just think.
Look at there. There it is.
Oh, pull the stem. See what happens.
Somebody will fly around backwards and fall on the ground if that happens.
That may have been a tuba player who turned into it. He didn't get home at midnight last night.
Oh, me.
Uri will move to the right side, and Timbo calls the signals out on first down from the 14-yard line. Lawson, he alluded to somebody and made positive things happen. Damian Love on the defensive play for the Vikings at the 16-yard line.
And look at Bobby Lawson there, number 26, as he gets out of the bottom of that pile. He looks like he's played 3 games already tonight.
I'll tell you one thing, he may be getting a visit from Ricky Rutt's sponsor before the night's over.
Hey, look at there. It's Chad Sloot, the Concord quarterback. He's coming doing a little scouting, I guess, up here. Is that fair?
Sure. You got the night off.
Yeah.
You got to keep in that, what do they call that? You know, that even though you're not playing, you want to keep in that Friday night football mode.
Yeah, keep your head in the game. That's right. You got a night off, go watch somebody else.
Lawson triples out for about 3 on the right side near the 19-yard line. The left side of that Viking defensive front, and they're slow to unpile. Somebody could drown down there. That ground's kind of soft. Adam Dagenhart gets up.
Also, Ryan Scott for the Vikings, number 45. He was on the bottom of that pile, but here's a big third down play for the Wonders, deep in their own territory. They got to get almost to the 24 to get a first down.
Nearing the 4-minute mark here in the first chapter, Wonders will send 3 wide receivers out this time. Let's see if Temple keeps it on the ground or elects to go to the air. It'll be the fullback. Douglas tripped up at the line of scrimmage. He'll be shy of the first down. Looks like Steven Childers was over there. They're going to arm in around his ankle. Yeah, that'll force the Wonders to punt. Uri will come on to do those honors. Central should get great field position.
And Billy Chapman going to go back deep to get that punt. And number 9 back for the Wonders, Dwayne Uri.
Uri, the 193-pound senior transfer out of South Berlin. Chapman, they're looking at another fine-looking senior. Good snap. And a beautiful kick. This one above the old Mike Sanders. Chapman calling for a fair catch. But the Vikings will have it at the Wonder 47-yard line. That's not bad to start your series from.
Yeah, but number 25, Dusty Barbie, was standing all over Billy that time, waiting for him to put that one on the ground or flinch a little bit. He was going to give him 2 for flinching if he didn't quite handle that right.
Kind of got down there, got out of the way in front of him, and kind of stood to the side, says, you're going to miss it, you're going to miss it.
Here's a good look at Dustin Lewis, the quarterback. He and Dane Honeycutt over at Mount Pleasant, I guess you could call them the young guns in terms of quarterbacks this year. They're doing the job.
It'll be the fullback Hornick banging the middle and spins out of what would have been a loss. It was 71 over there, and that was Larry Rice, the big defensive tackle, and a senior showing a little defensive prowess that time. Had it not been for the second effort, Hornick would have been stopped, so they're going to give him about a yard.
Right, and Tommy Hornick is a big kid too. He's not one of those players that goes down on the first point of contact that just didn't get much out of that one.
Plays a lot bigger than 190 pounds out there. Second down and 9. And Lewis will go to the air for the first time. Looking over the middle. No flags. Incomplete. Chapman was the intended receiver.
I thought the official out there was kind of reaching for his pocket like he might throw that flag, but maybe he couldn't find it.
Why?
He reached back there. I swear he did.
Well,
there's Dustin Lewis saying, "Where's the flag?"
the referee said, in my pocket.
That's where it's going to stay.
I'll bring up 3rd and long now for the Vikings. They've had good field position. The Wonder defense have had a little bit to say about that progress.
Well, except for that first drive by Kannapolis, it's been nothing doing for either offense.
Back to the I formation, and Lewis with a play fake. Looking sidelines this time. Oh, Chapman off his fingertips. They heard some footsteps because Gene Rivers, the strong safety, was putting some heat on him back there defensively. The Wonders defense has held again, and the Vikings going to have to punt it back.
Yeah, Benny Russell, number 12, was over there as well, so they had that one well covered. But even with that, Lewis was able to get the ball right in Chapman's hands. He couldn't hang on to it. There you see Bobby Lawson going back to receive the punt.
And that is number 35, and that's Tommy Hornick.
Well, you know he can thump it.
Wonders showing 10 guys on the line of scrimmage, Woody, and here they come. Whoops.
What a kick.
Beautiful kick. Lawson back at the 10. Eludes 1 man, but he's got about 6 others. He got away from 4, 5 guys and made about an 8-yard return on what was a great kick. Ryan Scott on the coverage for Central, but Hornick drove him almost in the woods back there with that kick.
Yeah, that was a great kick, but Bobby Lawson, you're right, Randy, he got by about 4 of them. Unfortunately, there were too many there for him to get by all of them. That's what happens when you send almost all. Hey, look, there's Lee Black. All the Concord players are here. What's going on?
I wonder if they are scouting. Not the coaches off tonight. What do you think?
That must be it. Next thing you know, we'll see Easy Smith sitting down there somewhere. No, I think Easy said he was going to go watch East O.A.M. this time. I think the Spiders have them next week.
And the 18-yard line. Lawson. Oh, hello, number 50. Adam Dagenhart, he's made 2 huge sticks tonight, but that one registered about 9 on the Richter.
Yeah, and he didn't even grin after that. Did you see him get up with that serious look on his face? Boom. What a shot.
I ain't going to steal his pumpkin on Halloween, I'll tell you that.
No siree.
That was a trick. That wasn't no tree.
Kabang.
Nearing 90 seconds to go. First quarter, Wonders with an impressive opening drive, lead at 7-0. And they got it backed up, 2nd and 13 at their own 15. 3 receivers once again in the pattern for Bruce Hart. Kendall with a fullback call this time, and it will be number 31. Check it, this Quantaris Brown, number 34 on the carry.
I must be mistaken because I've got number 78 making the stop that time for Central, but I don't have a 78.
Louis Black.
Okay, Louis Black, that's right.
Hey, we haven't mentioned Louis' name tonight. They're running away from him.
He is a huge kid.
270 pounds, senior. It gives you a little bit. That is a cornerstone on that side of the defensive line. They offset the backs this time. Flags fly, and down to the ground goes Bobby Lawson. Coming in quickly was David Furr, the linebacker, 44. And we'll sort the penalty out here. Maybe our first penalty of the game, isn't it?
Was it illegal procedure? I think, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, it's going to be against the Wonders. And Randy, we've only done a couple of Kannapolis games this year, but we've seen that a few times against them. That's something Coach Bruce Harden always harps on. Make the positive yards. Don't do anything to hurt yourself. And now they're going to be in a punting situation.
And the special unit teams come on from both sides. Chapman, meanwhile, upfield. He's standing at the Wonder 40-yard line.
Yeah, so this exchange has netted him about 10 yards because last time when the Wonders punted, he was about at midfield.
Yuri got to be feeling a little pressure back there. He's standing at 3. Dwayne gets a good snap, no pressure. And we'll kick it high, and a good one. It goes over Chapman's head and takes a Wonder roll, and will be blown dead right there on the 50.
Right at midfield.
You can't get it any better than that.
Exactly.
You ever had anything like that happen to you?
No, did you ever get like that?
No, I never get punted that far anyway.
Me neither.
So the Vikings, once again, with great field position to start a drive. Dustin Lewis, he's getting better every game.
Yeah. And just think he's got a senior year yet to go.
Means and Hornick behind him. And that will be it. First quarter has come to an end. The Wonders striking quickly, and then it's kind of settled down into a defensive battle. 7-0. Kannapolis on top of Central. Back in a moment. Randy, what day along with Woody King, Steve Gant, delighted to be here at Viking Stadium this week. We've got a good one. 4th-ranked Central Cabarrus trying to get something started on offense, and that Gant can do it, but he's not going to do it this point. Jimmy B is dragged down after about a yard. James Williams had a hold.
Yeah, and once Big James gets a hold of you, that's that. There you see Jimmy Means. He's had a big season so far, Randy.
Matter of fact, he scored 2 touchdowns rushing, but he's averaging nearly 6 yards a carry. Almost 700 yards rushing coming into tonight's game. And that's not bad. That's a season for a lot of folks.
Here's Jim Brown looking on.
2nd and 9 at the Wonder 48.5-yard line. Lewis gonna go the air this time. He's going deep. He's got Chapman up. Incomplete. What a defensive play. Looked like number 12. Benny Russell. I guess you look like he had a little experience back there in that position. Just batted away.
When you take a look at it again, Chapman gets his hands on it, but Benny Russell is able to get one of his arms in there too and jar it loose. You see Lewis fade back to lefty and fire it downfield. Chapman has to wait a little bit. Now watch, there's the arm right there from Russell to knock it away.
The old experience of the corner there. That one may have hung up just a little bit on Lewis. So Central now once again faced with 3rd and long, and that's something you don't want to get in any position with against anybody, much less the Wonder defense, which will be guessing. And if they guess pass, they might be right. Lewis looking for some time. I don't know how he got away from those guys, but he will be brought down at about the 46-yard line. Who had a hold of his jersey?
There was one down there that wouldn't let him get away. I think it's number 25 for the Wonders, but that would be Dusty Barbie. Yeah, he was on the ground, but just wouldn't let Dustin get away.
It's like something came up and just grabbed him.
It's a little harder when you got to drag a couple hundred extra pounds with you.
I don't see how Dustin got loose from those two green shirts initially. There you see Barbie. It'll be 4th down, and the Wonders will get the ball back. Lawson backpedals inside the Wonder 20, and it'll be Hornick.
Now, Kannapolis is going to have a chance here to get some pretty decent field position if they can mount even a decent return.
A.J. Lott has now joined Lawson in punt receiving formation.
And another great kick.
Nobody's going to get that one. It will go out of bounds, and that's a pretty good...
what's that, 3 in a row? Nice kicks? I mean, Tommy Hornick is doing the job back there. He is booming the punts.
Took the little pitching wedge out, just placed it perfect at the 15, they'll make it the 16-yard line. So the edge for field position remains in favor of Central right now, with 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Turned into a defensive struggle after that opening series. Kannapolis came out very fired up and intense. As we said, this is a game where their backs are against the wall, and they've come out and answered the call so far, but since then things have settled down quite a bit.
Quantaris Brown is now checked into the backfield. He's the setback, the lone setback for the Wonders. Isaac Tyndall will give it to Brown, and whoa, what a hole. He's on the right side and trying to get outside, and a good defensive play knocking him down. Ryan Scott, or Brown could have turned the corner and get down the sideline.
That was a nice open field tackle by Ryan Scott. He kept his position, stayed home on defense, and when the back came to him, he took him to the ground. There's Bruce Harden saying, score, score.
Second. Or either that, or maybe we misread his list more and more. I mean,
yeah. Hey, did you see Ricky Holt standing there beside him?
Ricky's getting it won't be long for basketball
season. That's what I was going to say. Ricky's thinking, boy, I hope none of these guys get hurt. I want to see him running up and down the court.
Ball gets a little bit bigger, though, when they go inside, doesn't it? And it's round. Brown is crunched at about the 21, maybe the 22-yard line.
Again, the ball carrier near the 21 line.
35, you can count him in on the tackle, among others.
Well, I want you to know, Tommy Hornick earlier this season, Randy Central, look at the smoke up there.
Hey, that's some good smelling smoke.
Yeah.
They ain't burning no trash, folks.
We're talking about Tommy Hornick earlier this year. Central was in a tight ball game late, and the team they were playing had like a 4th and 1 driving late with a chance to score. Tommy Hornick on the snap jumped over the line of scrimmage and sacked the quarterback for a loss to end that game.
He went airborne is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's a fine player. Timeout.
Tell don't like what he sees. A big 3rd and 5 will face Kannapolis when we return to Viking Stadium. 8:50 left, first half. Well, it's nail line time here early. The Wonders coming in against the favorite Vikings of Central Cabarrus, scored quickly out of the gate. Boy, they raced down the field like this. And man, we ain't got but 2 minutes to get it in here. And impressive opening drive. And
has Tyndall tried to pass yet? I don't think he has.
He might this time. 3rd and 5. Let's see what Coach Harden and his staff have come up with. A quick dump out in the flat, and Deron Ford with a reception. He'll be stopped short of the first down. Deron, pretty good go-to man. Tommy Hornick on the stop. That's catch number 15 on the year for Ford. He's a big play receiver. He's averaging almost over 18 yards a catch.
Yeah, usually when Ford gets the ball, you're looking at the back of his jersey running down the field. You don't often see him bottled up that quickly. There's Billy Chapman going back to receive the punt.
Well, Dwayne Urey and Billy Chapman have been probably the most active players out here tonight, the punters. And Tommy Hornick.
Yeah.
Chapman's been busy returning it.
Whoop, almost a jump there. He got back.
No flag. And a line drive kick. This one will be returned. Chapman at the 42 looking for some blocking. He'll have to reverse his field. Let's try this way. And just give up, Billy. You're outnumbered, fella. Travis Jones initially on the special teams for Kannapolis down at about the point where he caught the football, the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he went back and forth and wound up not getting much out of that. He may have gotten a half yard on that return. There you see Jimmy Means, number 25 there, waiting to see what play Dustin Lewis has brought in from the sidelines with him.
Well, you ought to respect means the old halfback pass. They only tried it twice this year. Both times it worked for a touchdown, so good productivity out of that. It'll be Means up the middle this time and scoots out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Coach Brown and his offensive coordinators will take that every play. Larry Rice defensively for Kannapolis. Rice, one of those seniors. You look at the experience on the defense up front. Coleman, Douglas, and Rice, the big three down the lineman for the Wonders.
You don't see Jimmy Means running between the tackles very much. They like to try to pop him to the outside where he can use that speed.
2 wide receivers, I formation on 2nd and 5. 46-yard line. Play fake, Lewis over the middle. Oh, he had the receiver cutting the wrong way. He threw the behind Chapman. Excuse me, that was not Chapman. That was number 80 for the Vikings. Greg Cole, the tight end. Not a bad call. He just got on the wrong shoulder.
Nice play fake that time, but the pass just a little bit off.
Well, the exciting. Here's once again another thing. Look where they spotted the ball, Lee.
Yeah,
They lost a yard.
It wasn't there last time.
They lost a yard on it. It completed pass. I wonder if anybody will catch that.
I don't know. Apparently not.
Ronnie Moon did.
Yeah, well, he always does.
Well, of course, the center's just now moved it up that about half of what they lost.
Yeah.
Lewis straight drop. Getting some pressure from all angles. Eludes it somehow. Now throws back against his body and almost got the receiver downfield, which was Kurt.
Yeah, Dustin just had to dump that one. He was getting some heavy pressure from Larry Rice, among others back there, and just had to kind of scramble for his life and heave that one to keep from taking a big sack.
Well, the Wonder defense has once again held 3 and out. And Lawson, who's getting a workout returning punts, as is Chapman tonight, here in the first half, will be back deep. Here's Hornick.
Does Central have a first down yet?
We'll check. First downs for Central Cabarrus. Kannapolis has 3 in the first half. Central has
none.
Uno.
One? Okay,
none.
Okay,
none.
Look at that. Another great kick.
Lawson signals fair catch, backpedaling to the 20-yard line. And we have seen some good special teams play tonight.
For that guy.
And he's not even dirty good yet.
Not yet. He will be by the end of the game. You just can't see it as much on that green jersey.
Got to get some of that old good old blood on that football, man. I tell you, it's a chill in the air.
Boy, it's football weather, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
6.5 minutes here in the first half left to go.
Of course, the bands will be competing at halftime as well. The Big Green Machine from Kannapolis and the Central Cabarrus Viking bands, both, I tell you, how'd you like to have the trophies those two bands have put in some cases over the last years or so?
Quite a few.
Man. Single setback this time. It's Haney for the Wonders behind Isaac Tyndall. On first down, play fake, rolls. Tyndall will go to the sidelines over the coverage. He had a receiver open momentarily, which was Jeremy Cook for the Wonders. They kind of going in that zone back there, the soft part.
Yeah, he had a receiver open. His man was open down there. And, I mean, Tyndall threw it on a rope. It was just a little bit off, but nice pass that time downfield by Isaac Tyndall.
Hey, we were thinking we were going to see some running.
Yeah.
There is probably the air tonight.
There's Bruce Harden urging his troops on.
One thing about it, this field will be getting a little bit more chewed up as the game has progressed. But I don't think it may be a huge factor toward the end of this contest.
Uh-oh.
Ball is loose. Boy, what a hop. Now, did he pull the old globetrotter trick where he had it on a string? He got a kind bounce, didn't he?
I mean, that came right back to him. There was a mishandle came on the exchange right there as Tyndall tried to give it to Lawson. It popped right out, but you don't get that oblong ball to come right back to you very much.
He gained 2 or 3 yards. Of course, that's what drives the coaches crazy. Jimmy Means with the... he's styling, man.
Got to be the goggles.
Yes, sir. Bruce said that'll give you another gray here when they drop it on the ground like that.
Yeah.
3rd and 8. Monteros Brown with a good hole, and second effort, he'll be near the sticks, depending on the spot at the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. I'd say the 32.
He's going to be, looks like they're going to give him a favorable spot. I think he got it.
32 for the first down.
Butler, Teal, Shank opening the holes up front for the Wonders.
Gain 10 yards on the first down.
Yeah, they're going up against some pretty good guys.
Yeah.
For Central Cabarrus, the likes of Steve Childers, Louis Black, Gene Mulls. Man,
they got some Clydesdales up there, no doubt.
First down and 10 for the Wonders at their own 33-yard line. They hit the middle for a couple, and that will be Lawson.
35.
Looked like it was, well, missed who that was on the stop. I know 44, David Furr was there, but
we'll give it to Dagenhard. He's played every game.
For Central.
So Adam with that senior experience there, 205 pounds. Has had some highlight film sticks already in this game.
Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the half.
2nd and 6 for the Wonders. Just over the 35-yard line. Well, there's another stick, folks, but it wasn't Dagenhard. It was David Furr, the linebacker, and a flag flies.
Lawson, the ball carrier.
That was well after the snap, so evidently they're going to say it was something along the line of scrimmage that time. And it was right at the point of attack where the flag landed, so let's get the indication from the official holding.
Holding. Brown.
That's what Coach Harden said. You put a couple of plays together and then you self-destruct, shoot yourself with the foot. Kendall will go to the sidelines to confer with Coach Harden. I mentioned David Furr making the tackle. When I can't remember. I don't know how many generations of Furs they've had at linebacker here at Central. But back in the days when Larry Mason was coaching, he always had a Fur, and if he had a football uniform on with, of course, green, he was good.
Back when Larry Mason was coaching, that's when you wore furs.
Yeah.
Kind of like that Fred Flintstone look.
Oh, that's a good one, Fred. They're trying to get Lawson around the corner, and boy, he's just kind of stepped out of a couple of tackles and got near the 29-yard line. Hornick finished him off for the Vikings. Nearing the 4-minute mark
Greg Walker.
of the first half.
That's the term for Tommy Hornick, a finisher. That's what he is.
3rd down.
Solid finisher.
14.
There's Hornick.
First place finisher. And, he's not, he's got that intimidating look out there. I don't want to be hit by him, I'll tell you that.
Well, I heard a radio interview earlier this year with Tommy Hornick, and he said the Central players were kind of taking it personally when they weren't getting any attention after they had that undefeated record earlier this year.
Oh, they've had a meteoric rise, number 4 in the state, the AP rankings. Tyndall, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get Jeremy Cook out of the flat zone out there, big side of the field, get a little one-on-one, but not this time.
Yeah, it looked like Isaac threw that one before he got his feet under him, and it kind of sailed on him a little bit, and now the Wonders are going to have to kick it away again.
They're going to have to ice down Dwayne Urey and Tommy Hornick's legs at halftime. There's Chapman. Here's a big play. Capability back at about the 30-yard line. Vikings show 8 guys up at the line of scrimmage. Urey with another gorgeous play. At the 33-yard line, Chapman looking for a block, gets one good one, and it gets out to the 42-yard line before he's stuck. Travis Jones on the coverage for A.L. Brown.
Well, they're, like you said, Randy, 3.5 minutes to go here. They're chewing up the middle of the field right now, and neither team been able to generate much offense. Here comes Lewis after getting a play. And
Central with plenty of time, 3.5 to go in the first half, and they've been getting great field position. So Jim Brown says we got to start taking advantage of this.
Yeah, I don't think Central has completed a pass yet, though, and that's the key. They're going to need to get one or two of those to open up the run a little bit more.
Oh, he's got Brian Kirk and Billy Chapman, the wideouts, so those two guys are capable. Hornick and Means behind him out of the eye from the 42-yard line. Wonders with a 5-2 defensive look. Means looks to the outside, and he can't get there. Wonders defense coming up in a hurry, led by number 85, Gene Rivers. The strong safety was really, he may be keying on Means tonight because he was there in a hurry.
Yeah, he was the first player there, but I think A.J. Lott finished him off, but really nothing doing on that play at all. 3 minutes to go now in the first half.
Actually, gave him about a half a yard forward progress before he was,
oh, you're being kind.
Pinned.
Yeah.
Jim Brown and his coaches discussing this. Man, we got to do something with these guys. And what can we do, Coach? So let's see what they come up with this time. They fake the toss and go to the short side. Hornets rumbling, folks. Brought down across the far way in Wonder territory, the 37-yard line.
Bobby Lawson got him over there, Randy, and that was a nice play fake that time. They attacked like they were going to go to the left side and came back with Hornick to the right side, and there was a huge gap there for him to run through.
A tremendous trap.
Yeah, and you talk about Tommy Hornick rumbling down the field. I guarantee you there's not many players that want to stand in his way.
That's their first down of the game.
Amazing.
And we're nearing 2:20 to go in the first half. Deepest penetration of the ball game at the Wonder 35-yard line. They offset the setbacks once again. And penetration in the backfield. Jimmy Means nowhere to go. And it looked like 25.
Yeah.
Dusty Barbie, the linebacker, came up, got him by the ankles. He didn't go for the fake. Timeout has been called on the field by the Central team. So the Vikings have 2:01 to try to get on the board. Wonders lead it by 7.
Hi, Mom.
Woody, throw a kiss back at him one day. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if it goes through the TV screen.
Yeah.
Good, they can't see us. Second down and 11 at the 36-yard line. Lewis, straight drop. Good protection this time. He goes in. Deflected. It was Greg Cole in the vicinity, and it looked like Lawson. You can't see 26 because it's kind of shrouded with a little of North Carolina's finest.
There he is. Boy,
Yeah.
the laundry guy is not going to like Bobby after this game.
He's got some of Central Cabarrus' best turf on him tonight.
He really does. He's playing hard. There you go. Check him out, man. Does he look like he's played a game
Yes,
or
sir.
what?
Now that's a football player there, folks.
We're not even at halftime yet.
If they could rig that dirt out, you could grow a dozen tomato plants. That's some fertile stuff he's got on his back. Big play here for the Vikings to keep possession. They'll send Hornick in motion. On 3rd and 11, Lewis, plenty of time. Out of the flat, he's got Hornick, and a great open field tackle. Yes, the whistles blow. A.J. Lott came up. He didn't get him on the ground, but it was good enough in the officials' eyes to stop the forward progress and then help a ride.
Yeah, he didn't knock him down, but he didn't let him get away either.
You hold it. The posse will be here in a minute.
Yeah, now here's a decision time. Is Central going to go for it, or are they going to kick it away? It looks like...
They're going to call timeout, I believe, and talk about it.
I think Dustin, there he is. He's signaling timeout now. They're going to talk about it.
Miami County in 4-down territory, 4th and 9 coming up with 1:21 left in the first half. Vikings with the decision. We'll find out in a minute. Where they are with Woody Kane back at Viking Stadium.
We've just been visited up here in the booth by Dan Furr, the late model stock driver out of the Concord Motor Speedway, and he's the one who had the winning number on that ticket. I can't believe Lanny got beat out. That never happened.
I believe there was some fixed bid rigging going on here or something.
Need a recount. They're going for it.
Dan's going to have a new paint job with that money he won.
That's right.
4th down. Why not? Lewis back to pass. Going deep and...
Oh, God! Amazing. I thought he was going to get that thing down there. That was unbelievable.
Billy Chapman did everything except haul it in.
He had about 6 tries at that ball. Didn't he? Boy, I don't care. He may be a little disappointed, but what a great effort. You'll see Lewis go back here with a fine pass. I mean, he really fires it. Billy gets behind the defense and 1, 2, 3, 4 tries at it, and he couldn't quite get it in. What an effort.
And Benny Russell said, thank goodness I said my prayers, because they were answered. Russell was the defender on the play. And the Wonders now, with 1:12, will take over at their own 34-yard line. So literally, he dodged. That was a lot of bullets they dodged there.
We might start looking for that no-huddle offense from Kannapolis here.
Tyndall throws it back. Now that is a lateral, folks, and Haney's got nowhere to roam, and Black and company team up. Adam Dagenhart finished him off along with Ryan Scott. And if you're Central, hey, you're moving them back. How many timeouts has Central got left here? They have one more. They may just call timeout. Force them to Or can they? Well, we're down to 50 seconds, so it may be a moot point at this rate. That's a dangerous pass back there.
Yeah, well, there was some penetration by the Vikings that time into the backfield. It looked like Louis Black was in there among others, so Tyndall really had to go ahead and get rid of it before I think he really wanted to.
If you're Kannapolis, you're up 7-0. You don't want to do anything to get yourself in trouble here, so they may just fall on it this time. That's what Isaac Tyndall does. You can tell the quarterback, he's the cleanest guy out there right now.
That's right. Well, the coaches say, I don't want my quarterback getting dirty.
Well, or getting hurt. That'll probably be it. They won't have to run another play. Kannapolis striking early on the first series after the opening kickoff, taking it 64 yards and scoring on a 10-yard run by Quintaris Brown. And that's been the game. It's settled down to be a defensive struggle. They lead it 7-0 at the break. Ready for the second half kickoff, and Central Cabarrus down 7-0 would get their hands on the football here to start the second half on offense as they had initially won the toss. There you see the first half stats. Kannapolis with 84 yards total as the ball finally picked up. And Central will have field position at the 28-yard line. Let's take a look once again at those first half stats for you.
Mike Ennis on the return. There you see for the Vikings, 39-yard rushing, only 2 yards passing, 41 yards total. Only 1 first down, 1 out of 8 passing, no turnovers, no penalties, and 4 big booming punts from Tommy Hornick there for the Vikings.
And, of course, Kannapolis had 6 possessions in the first half. Central had 5. There you see the Wonders offense again. Most of it rushing.
Exactly. It's turned into a running ball game. That's why we're moving along so quickly.
It'll be Means, and he'll get good yardage out across the 30 near the 34-yard line. Kannapolis ran 28 plays to Central's 22, and the best start on offense for Kannapolis was their own 36, and Central had the ball at the Kannapolis 47, so they had pretty good field position the entire first half.
Yeah, they really did. They spent most of the game on the other side of the field, and now Central coming out here with a second and a half way to go before they get the first down.
The line to get is the 39-yard line, and Means will be close. I think he's about a yard shy. Well, I tell you, they've had some great hamburgers, and Boosters Club doing a great job once again tonight here at Central. As a matter of fact, that's a lead in.
A nice segue. The Central Cabarrus Booster Club apparently is having a big barbecue tomorrow. Well, if you're watching this, it's today, on Saturday, to raise money for the school. If you're watching this on Sunday, you've already missed it. But if it's Saturday and you're looking for something to do for lunchtime, head on out to Central Cabarrus and check out some of that barbecue. I understand it's pretty good.
If they do pig like they do cow, then, man, we're in good shape. They're going to bring the, no, wait a minute. They're going to repair the chains. That's
What's going on? Okay.
Did they lose the clip?
I was going to say, that doesn't look like any kind of measurement I've ever seen.
We've got a timeout for the measurement guys.
Here they go. Now they're going to check it out.
I hope I check that. It's Jim Brown and Bruce Hart say that's only a 9.5 yard.
Bruce Harden's over there saying, did you take some links out of that chain or what?
I thought he was about a yard short, but that's a 9-yard chain probably.
Yeah.
Well, we've had a little bit of everything tonight.
We always do, every week.
So Central, they'll have the initial first down here, the second half, and Kirk and Chapman at wide. And they'll just wait for the rest of their teammates now to come to the line of scrimmage.
Not the only thing we haven't had tonight is about 6 or 8 players with the same name. Usually we run into that.
Well, we'll get that next week as we'll be, our Metro Show game of the week will be Central hosting Northwest Cabarrus. So the Scott boys will be back, the Mosses. We played a little over a minute here in the third quarter. Going to be Means looking to the outside, and 71, Larry Rice got him from behind. And Jimmy said, "What? Who is this?" He turned around, and there was a big load on his back.
Big Larry almost was able to pull the ball away there from Jimmy as he was trying to make his cut up field, but he picked up a couple of yards.
Larry, had he done that, I guess they would have put him on probation, first-degree larceny. You know, steal that football.
You always like to see that, because then you get to watch those big defensive linemen rumble down the field thinking they're going to score a touchdown. That's always fun.
I don't think he'd have to serve any community time for that one, though. 2nd down and 7 from the 41-yard line. Lewis back to pass. Plenty of time. It breaks down. He throws it just at the last minute. Here comes the flag, and who's it going to be on, offense or defense?
I think he's going to call that on A.J. Lott. They're going to say that Greg Walker, the receiver, that Lott kept him from getting downfield to get to that ball. There you see Dustin Lewis. He hung it out there nicely. It was a pretty good pass. Let's see what the call is officially, but I think they're going to say that Lott held Walker up. Yep, that's the call.
I think maybe the pass was supposed to go on the sideline or the right shoulder toward the out-of-bounds marker, and the ball was coming back the other way, and when Walker went to turn, Lott was in his way.
Yeah.
So a tough call either way, but it will give Central great field position at the Wonder 45-yard line. So it's not from the point of foul, they just tack the penalty on. So automatic first down. Central trying to get back even here.
The Wonders a little bit disorganized there on defense. Now they're set.
Slot on the right, receiver to the top. Hornick and Means are the running backs, and it'll be the sneak. Lewis saw something up. He saw Bobby Lawson in his headgear there, the final stick at the 40-yard line, but about 5 on the carry.
Well, that was a nice keeper by Dustin. The Wonders lined up that time with 6 down linemen and a big hole in the middle. They had 3 on either end and nobody really over the center, so Dustin just kept the ball and popped it for about 6.
Certain things that you see, and you got the green light. Bruce Harden got to be a little bit concerned now. His defense is dent, but not broken. They kept him out of the end zone and off the scoreboard. It'll be Means hitting the left side. There's another 4 yards, and it'll be, I think, enough for the first down. Depending on the progress, he had to get just inside the 36-yard line.
I think Gene Rivers, number 85, in on the stop. There was Jim Brown. There you see Billy Chapman talking with Dustin Lewis about what play they're going to get to next. So that's not even a yard.
3rd and short. So obviously 2 downs to get the foot. Kind of a breezy night. If anything, Central does have the wind in their backs. They want to throw.
Look for Dustin to hang on to the ball here again and see if he can try that middle. Nope.
It'll be the big guy, Hornick. He'll have the first. To the Wonder 34-yard line. It was hit head on. Dusty Barbie, Larry Rice and company over there, but he had a pretty good head of steam up here.
Yeah, that's one good thing about Tommy Hornick. He's more times than not going to be able to make the pile fall his way.
Hornick averaging almost 4 yards a carry on the season. So he's your down and dirty guy, that fullback position.
This looks almost like the opening drive Kannapolis had at the very first series of the game.
Game of adjustments, and right now Central, well, they're going to have to. I tell you, Lewis lucky to get the ball back. He got creamed.
That was Ben Teal running in there, number 37, like a shot to keep Dustin from having any thoughts of picking it up and running with that thing, but I think he was just trying to cover it up.
Teal, outstanding linebacker for the Wonders, a senior, number 37.
He led the team in tackles last year, and I believe is well on his way to doing it again.
Hey, anybody that gets almost 1,200 on the SAT,
that's amazing.
Do you think he makes more decisions out there?
He better with a grade like that.
Short side, they try to hit it with Hornick, and he is pounded by about 2 or 3 Wonders. Finally, Benny Russell laid the leather to him.
Boy, Tommy bounced off about 3 of them there. You're right, Randy. He looked like a ping pong ball out there, or at least the white jerseys bouncing off of him did, until Benny was able to come up and put it down.
Definitely passing situation now facing the Vikings as this game's zipping right along. You keep it on the ground, folks, and folks aren't even back to their seats from halftime, and we've played nearly 5 minutes here of the 3rd quarter.
Let's see if they try to get Chapman on that same pattern they got the penalty on with Walker earlier.
Lewis, play fake, looking, dodging tacklers. Now he'll go over the middle. That one almost picked off, and Dusty Barbie couldn't quite react quick enough. Now at the 25-yard line, or he would have had the pick.
Well, Lewis was in trouble from the start on that play. He jumped this way and jumped that way, and everywhere he jumped, there was a white shirt in his way.
They were playing hide and seek out there, and Lewis was the object. So it's 4th down.
The Vikings have kind of sputtered here since they got that big penalty on the pass play, the interference call. And are they going to call timeout now? Looks like it, yeah.
That'll be their first timeout used here in the second half. 6:49 remaining in the third quarter. It's still Kannapolis by 7. Quickly on with Lee Kane, welcoming you back to Viking Stadium. 4th down, and a key play early here for the Vikings. Definitely a passing situation to keep the drive alive. They need the Wonder 24-yard line. Lewis looking. He'll go deep into the end zone. Chapman bumped at the line. No call. Incomplete. Chapman's complaining, but it'll be an incompleted pass, and the Wonders will take over on downs.
Chapman's still back there talking to the official. Benny Russell was the defender. We'll take a look at it again. The ball hangs. I think what the official is going to say is there may have been a little contact, but he made his jump too early. The ball was over his head by the time the contact was made there. And I guess the official's ruling no harm, no foul. But here come the Wonders behind Isaac Tyndall.
First time we've seen their offensive unit on the field tonight. 3 wide receivers. Watt finally gets set to the right of your screen, and they will send Cook in motion. Out of the eye, tailback. Lawson picks his way and keeps on churning out across the 40-yard line.
Bobby Lawson is really running with some determination tonight, Randy. He is not giving up the first time he gets popped. He's not going down. He's really fighting for every foot he can get, and his uniform looks like it. I mean, he is working hard out there tonight.
They didn't bring the extra jersey to change in halftime. 59 yards in the first half for Lawson rushing, as Ron Moon informs us.
And you can add about, what, 7 or 8 to that right there.
So he's on his way maybe for another 100-yard game.
9 more to that.
Cook in motion again on 2nd down. Fullback. Hole opens up. Brown will have the first down at midfield.
Brown.
Davian Love, number 30 on the tackle for the Viking defense. They hit you. They just kind of lull you to sleep. And then here comes that fullback pop. And that's going to get you some good yardage.
Kannapolis, we haven't, of course, seen all their games, but in the games we have seen, Randy, this is about the best running attack Kannapolis has mounted.
Well, it's conference time, folks.
That's right.
3 wide receivers. Yeah. Cook once again in motion on 1st down. They'll toss it. Lawson cuts it back against the grain, and he got about 10. Man, oh man.
He really did. He is running hard tonight. Ennis finally made the stop, but Bobby Lawson could easily have gone down with a 1 or 2 yard gain that time. He just kept fighting.
Hands off to that offensive line tonight. Shank, Teal, Butler, Johnson, Bruce Harden. Got to be pleased.
He's over there saying that's Kannapolis football.
Hey, we left out Kevin Reeder. Okay?
That's right. We don't want to forget anybody. They might come after us.
Let's get Kevin in there. Yeah, those guys, I can't.
Those are some big old guys out there.
On 2nd down, another great hole. Lawson will have the first down to the Viking 39-yard line.
Well, I'm telling you, Bobby Lawson is going to be one sore ball player tomorrow. He is taking licks every time.
Might be a few sore defensive backs, too, that he's run into tonight. You see Ben Teal, who is coming into the lineup.
Now he's going back out.
Okay.
He heard you say that.
Maybe he was just in there to...
Well, he backs up at the fullback spot.
Yeah, in there for one play. 4.5 minutes to go, 3rd period. It's 2nd down and 3. Isaac Tyndall. Brown kind of ducks down and says, maybe nobody's going to see me here. But I think the Vikings finally, you got the ball.
He's in there somewhere. And it looks like number 44, David Furr, climbing off the pile there. And Stephen Childress underneath.
Childers, Miles Ford, Black, Love, Furr, Hornick. Pretty good defensive front. Pretty good defense. I'll take that every year.
If Kannapolis gets many more yards, they're going to be getting close to field goal range, Randy, and they could get to the point where they can put Central down by 2 scores. So this is a key series.
Year 8, 9, number 9, the tight end over the right side this time, and that's where they'll go, behind his block. And he drops it, dribbled it one time, and a kind bounce back at the 41-yard line. That's 2 Kannapolis is, I think they got strings on the ball.
Kendall was so fast that time, he was a couple of steps beyond the ball by the time he realized he had dropped it, had to turn back and go get it.
I can see the size of his eyes.
Yeah, see, I might need that when I get downfield a little bit further.
12. Central 41.
So a third down situation staring Kannapolis in the face.
What is it with that fighting kangaroo flag down there? Did you see that? What's the deal with that thing?
I think got a foreign exchange student or something. I don't know. Oh, stop this before it gets ugly. There you go. Too much time.
Let's see if that's going to be the call. I believe it is. Looked like it took a little too much time. There's the flag. Look at that. Well, I thought this was the Vikings, not the fighting kangaroos. Where they get in the stands and say, "Go Roos." Look at there, boxing gloves and everything. Oh, illegal procedure against the Wonders.
It was Deron Ford who ran across. He was on the other count.
Okay.
And so they got him for illegal procedure. So back to the 45-yard line of Central.
16.
Fighting kangaroos out in the
I don't understand the significance of that. Maybe somebody will tell us.
We can get a hold of Crocodile Dundee after the game and find out. It's 3rd and 16. Kannapolis is moving backwards here the last couple of plays, but Lawson has been doing the right thing tonight, going in the right direction. Hornick finished him off at the 40-yard line of Central. It'll still be short and 4th down, and Kannapolis, Uri will come in. He'll have to kick it back.
When this game started, Randy, it looked like we might have a 34 to 35 kind of game, and now here, getting close to the end of the third quarter, it's still 7-0.
They got to go a long way here in the final 14 minutes plus to be called a track meet tonight. 7-0. Kannapolis leading, and we'll punt it back to Central. They're coming. Uri angles it to the outside and kicks it out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, I believe.
Boy, both punters have done an outstanding job tonight. They have kept the opposing teams bottled up almost every time. I don't think we've seen a bad kick tonight.
No, that's your classic, I'm going to pin you deep. The offensive coordinator for the Central Cabarrus Vikings with some final instructions. Dustin Lewis and company onto the field. You got to be careful down here now not to...
Wait, look at big number 78, Louis Black. Is he huge or what?
It takes a lot of mud to carry that jersey on. Ball's at the 13-yard line. Lewis, he's going to go right to the air, and he's got Kirk complete. 1st down at the Central 39-yard line. What a throw, and Kirk with a good route.
Nice, right on target. Kirk just straight up the field that time. He cut it toward the middle that time, just as the ball was being released. In a fine effort. You'll see Lewis go back and look away. Now he finds his man, and by that time, somebody missed the coverage that time. Maybe it was Benny Russell there, but somebody evidently lost coverage that time.
Good pass right kind of in that zone there, that little soft spot. And that'll get him field position. Means goes to work, and he'll have about 2 yards off the left side behind the offensive line, blocking Jeff Taylor, Childers.
Oh, the crowd is going crazy. The cheerleaders are throwing those little bitty footballs up in the stands again. That always gets them stirred up.
Yeah, I got one from Concord. I got one from Kannapolis already this year.
You got this year? Look at there they are.
Well, one of the boosters gave
I want
me
them
one.
all.
Okay, I didn't have to fight for it. He gave me one for the season starter. With sponsors on it. Okay, so
cheated.
That's a diplomatic way. He saves those $50 pair of pants.
Yeah.
On the end around, out across the 45 to the 47-yard line, Mike Ennis with his first carry of the night as we tick inside a minute left in the third period.
The Brown. Third down.
Blues make
2.
That last completion to Brian Kirk a little while ago was the first time they've been able to go downfield with a pass all night. Really, either team. They've tried several times. There you see coming up to 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
I tell you, for you defensive purists out there, it really doesn't get any better than this, does it, really?
This is your night.
Lewis.
Whoa.
Oh, a Chapman stepped back. He should have stepped up.
That thing looked like it had a mean curve on it or something. When it left Dustin's hands, it looked like it veered toward the goal line on its own or something.
That might have been that old Phil Necro knuckleball he threw at him. But Chapman's having some tough luck tonight at the receiving position. And that will mean with the incompleted pass that Vikings will have to punt it with 15 ticks left in the third quarter. Steven Childress waiting on him to get in position on the offensive line. And there's Hornick. First punt for him. Only one possession each. Is that no, two possessions? For Central and one for Kannapolis in the third period. What a punt. Lawson will return it though. 25, 30-yard line. He'll go down.
Next to punt, it is on 22.
Ryan Scott, who's been in on quite a few plays tonight for Central on the coverage.
Looked like number 20, Kunta Mackin, was underneath there too.
That just sounds like a football name, doesn't it?
Mackin and on the stop on the return.
That's it. That's the end of the quarter.
7-0. It has been that way since early in this ball game, and the Wonders 12 minutes away from hanging on, but it's a long way to go, folks. Viking sidelines trying to figure out that Wonder defense, but right now their defense has got to get the ball back as Kannapolis has executed well tonight. With one setback, that one's going nowhere. Central's defense, there's too many bodies right there at the point of tackle. And Contreras Brown saying, man, why did they always give me the ball when he's got 8 guys in the backfield?
It looked like Steven Childress got up off the bottom of that pile, but we have really seen these two teams chew up the middle of the field, Randy. You talked about it earlier. The field has actually held up pretty well in the middle, but right now they're not able to get much inside the 20s, even though it looks like that's where the field is suffering the most.
There's the Vikings who've got to play on this one next week. They have a whole game against another arch rival, Northwest Cabarrus, another big South Piedmont game. And we believe that was Bobby Lawson. I think it is, off the left side of the 33-yard line.
You can just chalk it up whenever you can't read the number. It's got to be Bobby.
He's got the, we give the Player of the Game award. He's got the uniform of the game award already.
They're going to have to retire that jersey after this game. Hey, you talked about Central and Northwest. They've also got a real big soccer game, really big soccer game coming up Monday night, Central at Northwest, and that'll be a key South Piedmont Conference contest there.
Always big.
Mrs. McClain, come to the band room.
Bragging rights for another year, perhaps.
Yeah.
Wonders on third down from the 33-yard line. In order to keep possession, Tyndall with a play fake, rolling. Plenty of time. Upfield, overthrown, intercepted down the sidelines. Billy Chapman, he catches it, and he could take it. Inside the 15, inside the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Central.
Amazing.
Billy Chapman finally caught one, but it wasn't even thrown by his own quarterback, Woody.
Boy, Jim Brown says he does it all, and he showed us right there. Isaac Tyndall had all day to throw that ball, and he just hung it up in the air. You'll see him with a nice play fake. They were so worried about Lawson. Isaac had all day. The ball sails on him a little bit over Uri's head, and then Chapman is off to the races. He has to cut it back here as the defense starts to catch up to him, and he simply banged his way in there with 3 guys riding him down.
Chapman has had a tough luck tonight, holding on with a football and turning the wrong way. He was in the right position that time. Now, he says, I'm going to kick this one to get 7. It's up, and it is partially blocked or shanked or something. I think that is a big miss, folks.
I think Gene Rivers may have gotten a hand on that. Maybe we can take a look at it again, but I think one of the Wonders did get a hand on that one as it came through. Chapman a little upset about the kick, but I don't think he missed. I think somebody got a hand on that. You'll see him setting up here. Lewis the holder. There's the kick.
It looked like there's some white in there. There you see. I believe it was tipped somewhat. So a big miss after a big play. 10-19 to go in the game. It's a 1-point lead in favor of Kannapolis. It takes one play, folks.
Yeah, but Bobby Lawson is saying that's that's all right. We still got a 1-point lead.
Go back to the interception. Geary was the intended receiver, had his man beat to the outside of the sidelines. And we talked about that win earlier. Perhaps it was in the back of Kannapolis' offense, and that could have been the reason it sailed a little long.
The wind has picked up here, no doubt, in the second half. It's gusting pretty good down there right now.
Chapman, meanwhile, Billy's trying to get his breath here. He took it back.
Yeah.
Who's kicking?
Just give me another minute. I'll be ready.
He'll come forward and squibs it this time, trying to keep it away. It hits the kind of the dead spot out there, and Jeremy Cook will pick it up. He's going the wrong way, folks. And can he get the corner turn? Oh, decent return. No late flag. Thought there may have been a late hit there. 37-yard line is where Kannapolis will put it in play. Greg Walker on the initial stop for the Vikings. So we got us a game. We've had good games all year. The games that we thought weren't going to be close have been just extremely tight.
Well,
There aren't any blowouts at all.
yeah, well, the game last week was 28-7 Concord. I think that's been about the biggest margin we've had this year.
But it was on.
Yeah, that game was closer than it looked.
Yeah. Kannapolis will have 3 wide receivers this time on first down and 10. Let's see if they go to the air or go with Douglas or Lawson out of that backfield. It'll be Lawson. And he'll get out across the 40, 41-yard line. Dagenhart, Furr, and company, and they're teaming up to stick him on the ground. Meanwhile, the clock is starting to come a factor. Here's Chapman. He's getting much-deserved rest.
Yeah, Billy Chapman, a previous Ridgewood Holmes player of the game winner.
At the 41.
And he's chipped in his 2 cents worth to get himself another trophy here tonight.
9:20 left in the contest. Might say in regulation. 2nd and 7. Cook in motion for the Wonders. It'll be Douglas, the fullback. Stop, maybe a yard, and that's being awful nice.
But that play, it seemed like it was almost a mix-up on the exchange that time. It looked like the handoff wasn't quite clean. I don't know if somebody was in the wrong position or they just mishandled it trying to get it to Lawson, but that would look like it didn't quite work the way it was diagrammed on the chalkboard at halftime.
You can tell the offensive line has done a good job tonight protecting Isaac Tyndall. Look, he's got the cleanest jersey out here.
He looks like he changed at halftime or something. He's so clean.
No, he's not got one grass stain on it. So I won't hand it all what the big guy's doing. There it is, Lawson. And he'll be stopped short at the 44-yard line. They'll bring up punting time. 4th down, and Wayne Geary, who's got pretty good mass on his lower jersey, will come in to punt it away.
Yeah, he's been on the ground a few times tonight.
Look at that.
And now we're coming up to the 8-minute mark to go in the game. Central has to do something here to get in field goal range to get some points on the board. That blocked extra point is really looming large now.
Let's see if Central sets up their return or they come after Geary. Good snap. And they're coming, and it's a fake. Here comes Geary around the left side. He'll dive for the sticks and have the first down inside the 50 and under the Wonder bench.
Boy, what a nice call.
Let's hope he's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think he's getting up over there now. The officials are trying to untangle things, but it looks like he's going to be getting up. Let's see.
They've got to excavate him over there. I tell you.
There may be a crater where he fell over there.
He and one of the Central guys may have gone in there as well.
Well, wait a minute now. He looks like he's still down. I can see him back in there behind a few players, but there he is. He's getting up now. Good.
How many footballs do you see? He says 3.
He's all right. Take a look at it again. Boy, this really caught the Central defense by surprise, and they just couldn't catch him.
Well, Kunta Mackin took a trip into the bench with him as well.
Ouch.
I think Dwayne hit the bench first, and Kunta just kind of sandwiched him up.
He softened it up.
Just over midfield. Short side, toss, and Lawson hits and is hit out of bounds. Hornick with the tackle after about a 5-yard pickup. Well, Bruce says, I'm not going to give them the football.
That was an outstanding call that time. Central had to be expecting the kick away there, and Kannapolis just executed it nicely. They had some good penetration, but Uri was able to get it to the outside, and again, Lawson comes up with a big gain on first down. That's been the key, Randy, all night long. Kannapolis has seemed to be able to get good yardage on first down.
They picked up 4 that time from the 46 of Central. It'll be the fullback, and he got about a yard. Louis Black was there. Dagenhart and others.
Inside of 7 minutes to go now. It's getting close to the time of the game where the clock is going to be more Central's opponent than Kannapolis.
45.
Kannapolis doesn't really start worrying about things until they get about 3 minutes to go in the game and 2 touchdowns behind, and then they say, well, I guess we need to step it up a little bit.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen that? But tonight,
They've meant business from the opening kickoff tonight. They really have.
Coach Hart says their offense can't score if we got it on offense ourselves. So that may be their best defense out there right now, just controlling the ball. Lawson will have the first down, and that's a big one there inside the 40-yard line. Bobby Lawson is just on the field from the tailback position tonight.
And Coach Harden saying that's the way to get it done there. And you get a good look at Bobby Lawson there. We talked about trophies a minute ago. He's putting his bid in to be the Ridgewood Homes player of the game as well. He's had a fine ball game.
Well, I'm gonna vote for the booster on the guy who cooked the hamburgers tonight.
Well, wait a minute now. We haven't had that barbecue yet. That might be even better.
Okay. Get all the votes in, right?
That's right.
Inside 6 to go in the ball game. Lawson just lowers the shoulder, and he is really racked. Hornick on top. And Furr and Dagenhart. Adam has been around the football. He's been one of the trenches tonight. The guys, the numbers are being obscured a little bit, but they have been fighting hard out there.
37.
On kind of a slippery turf, not dangerous and nothing playable, but kind of tricky.
Well, the field was a little bit spongy near the sidelines, but we really haven't seen anybody struggle with their footing tonight.
They'll send Cook in motion again. It'll be the fullback this time. Steps out, and that's a good run by Ben Teal, who spells the fullback at position every once in a while.
Yeah, by Ben putting his hand down like that, he was able to get himself about an extra 2 or 3 yards for his team. And
Third down.
now it's going to be
34.
third and about 4 here.
As we tick down 4:45 left in the contest, and once again another key third down conversion. But if you're the Wonders right now, you figure you got 2 plays to get those 5 yards. A punt would only net you, if it goes in the end zone, another 10 or 12. Lawson,
I don't think he got there.
he'll be a little short.
But now you're in the territory where you go for it, because coming down here to 4th and a real short one, there's Jim Brown. He's going to be signaling in the defense there. But yeah, you got to go here.
One of those 5 or 6 key plays of the game that may not ever show up on the stats is coming up right now. 4th and I don't know if it's a long 2 or a short 2. They get just to the 30-yard line is where they measure it. As the fans come to their feet, we've got a timeout called by Kannapolis, I believe. Yes, they do. 3:54 left at Viking Stadium. It's a 1-point game. Wonders clinging right now. Glad you joined us. Big play of the game right now. 4th down and 2 for Wonders. 26 gets the football. What do you think, Woody?
I think you're right.
Vikings almost jumped. And they were trying to draw them offside, so they call another timeout. That's 2 now here in the second half for Kannapolis. So they only have 1 remaining. We'll keep it right here and remind you the Ridgewood Homes player of the game coming up at the conclusion of tonight's game. And right now, I don't have a clue.
No, this one's still up in the air for sure. Kannapolis evidently trying to draw Central off and got them to flinch a couple times. And there you see Jim Brown talking about what he's going to come out with here. And Kannapolis is going to have to try it this time. They had to take the time out there to keep from getting to the late game since they were just trying to draw them off. But there you see the story, a 1-point difference with inside 4 minutes to go in the ball game.
The Vikings undefeated on the year, but the Jim Router doesn't make a thing because this is their first conference game. Meanwhile, Kannapolis coming off an uncharacteristic third loss of the 94 season, trying to beat Central again, or beat them back. A team that the Vikings had, well, they've never beaten Kannapolis.
Well, how many times has Central had the great start, and even back to the Natron Means years, had the great start for the Vikings, only to run into this Kannapolis team to get derailed.
Key to the season.
The Viking players are urging the fans to get into it, and they are.
Once again, fourth down coming up. They needed.
Hey, they picked up another yard. That was 2 a minute ago.
Let's call it 1, 2, 3. It'll be Lawson short side. No! Really stopped short. It was Gene Mouse, the defensive tackle, with the hit. Knocked him off his pins, and the Vikings will take over for 3 minutes and 50 seconds. They're 1 point down. They don't need a touchdown, Woody.
No, all they got to do is get in field goal range, and that was a huge defensive play that time. Some nice penetration on the pitch there, trying to get Lawson to the outside, and Central was right there.
Meanwhile, I don't think we're going to get out of here for a while tonight. No one's left the ballpark.
No, man.
I hope you're not in a hurry.
We'll just go get us another hamburger.
Let's see what Coach Jim Brown and his staff have come up with. They'll move Cole to the left side, the tight end, and toss it to the big side. Here's Means. Looks like he's going to throw it. Now he's going to keep it. After the 33-yard line, it was Vinny Russell over there along with Bobby Lawson, who's done it both ways tonight.
Oh, we don't know if Jimmy was actually going to throw that thing or not, but he was definitely adjusting it on the run that time. And you got to give him the option there if it's not there to just tuck it up and go.
Jimmy kind of cool customer back. Maybe he was reading the right on it. He'll give the toss. Here's the reverse. And it's Cole fighting away from one, and the Wonders are going to get him. Larry Coleman slowed him up. Corey Douglas came in to help. And that was a huge defensive play.
A little bit of exchange of words there between Billy Chapman and looked like, who was that for Kannapolis in there? Yeah, Coleman, you're right, okay. I thought he was talking to somebody else, but he was looking right at Larry.
So a loss to the 30-yard line, and it'll bring up third down with 2:20 left in the game. Time is running out. Right now, the Vikings ought to be, they're going to worry about getting the first down to keep the ball. High formation and 2 wide receivers. Lewis, back to pass, going. He had Chapman.
Yeah,
There's a flag, and that's going to be off defensive pass interference against the Wonders. That's an automatic first down for Central at the Viking 45-yard line. 3 guys covered Billy Chapman to say they don't respect him. Bruce Harden, he's prepared his team well.
You'll see the interference call here, but Billy was able to get his hands on the ball, but one of the Kannapolis defenders had their arms wrapped around him. Coach Harden doesn't like the call. We'll take a look at it again, but you'll see Lewis fades back, and here's the pass, and one of the defenders right there has a hold of him. Looked like that was...
Maybe got him down low there. Could have been locked? I'm not sure.
Maybe it was, yeah.
71, meanwhile, Larry Rice was really putting the pressure in the face of Lewis just as he let the ball go. 2:02 left in the game. And the clock will start.
As soon as the official says started.
Right now, he is in control.
What's he waiting on?
Maybe the Australia TV station is covering this game.
Yeah, that's what it is. We don't know what the delay is about here, but...
Make sure they got all their ducks in a row, I believe. This is a tight game, an important game for both teams.
Really good.
And we're down to cases here. Actually, they'll start when they snap the ball after the penalty. Here's Lewis, back to pass, will go, oops, almost intercepted. Lutt was defending that time on number 7, Greg Walker. Greg looked like he ran the down and in pattern and maybe should have looped it, just went straight on the fly, but...
that's when you go back to the huddle and say, I thought you were going to zig. No, you called the zag.
Zag, well, he's going to sit, or at least stand right now, as Brian Kirk will come in to take his place. Chapman will split to the top, Kirk to the bottom. That play took, 7 seconds. So 1:55 left, and on second down, Lewis is back deep again. Going over the middle, Chapman, incomplete. Maybe the footing of the field came into play right there. You saw Billy trying to reverse his field and go to the outside, and just not there.
Benny Russell was back there with him again. We'll take another look at it. You'll see Lewis go back, and this one kind of sails to the outside on him. You'll see Billy try to reverse his field, and Benny Russell, actually Benny got a hand on that. It wasn't Billy.
Benny is played well tonight at that corner position, and Central will call a timeout. That's their second as well. 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. Brown with a 1-point lead. Closing minutes of action here in the 94th edition of Central and A.L. Brown. And it's up for grabs, folks. 3rd and 10 facing the Vikings from their own 45-yard line. Lewis. Slant, and that is going to be an incomplete pass.
It sailed on him again that time. It kind of, I don't know if it was an awkward spin on it or what, but it started out heading for Billy Chapman, then it turned around and acted like it was going to come up here for us.
Chapman a little bit disappointed. He felt it on one hop, but Central was down to their final play of the game, folks. They need 10 yards. To have a chance for possession. They need just inside, right at the Wonder 45-yard line. So,
and with only one timeout, you're right. This is probably going to be their last shot at it, because if they don't get it, they're not going to be able to keep Kannapolis from running the clock out.
There will be a huge roar on one side of the field. Whether it'll be a green side, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Lewis back to pass. Good protection, and now he's going to have to run it. He gets away from 1, 2 men, but does not get away, and there goes the explosion, and that will be the Wonder side of the field. Kannapolis will take over with 1:34 to go in the ball game.
At the Central 49.
And barring a miracle, it looks like Kannapolis could come away with a victory if they can hold on to the football.
And that will really shake things up in the South Piedmont Conference. You know what this is going to mean, don't you?
I don't know anymore.
Bruce Hard's going to call a timeout, but if this stands up, that means East Rowan is going to be leading the South Piedmont Conference after this weekend.
Along with Concord.
Yeah.
Well, that is timeout number 3 for the Wonders. They can't stop it anymore. They lead by a point. Randy Woodley along with Woody Kane of the Wonders have 90. Well, actually now 1:25 to go in the ball game. Isaac Tyndall, the cleanest jersey out there, will give it to Bobby Lawson, who hits the middle and spins and is punished pretty well before he's finished off by Louis Black. A game that nobody should lose, and I know that's a cliche, but boy, I tell you, both these teams, Jimmy Means and his teammates, they played their hearts out today.
Well, you know, Kannapolis had the opening drive where they just marched right down the field, and since then, Central has them bottled up. Central's offense hasn't been able to generate anything either. They scored on the big interception by Billy Chapman in the return, and right now we're inside a minute to go.
And I think Central has just one remaining timeout. So they can stop it only one more time, and we're down to 45 seconds to go, and you know Tyndall and company are going to keep it.
Oh, my goodness. Tommy Hornick.
Lawson ran into his own man, Corey Douglas, in the backfield, and then Tommy Hornick was there. He was in the neighborhood.
But he ran into Douglas because Hornick knocked him into him.
37 seconds to go, and that will be Central's final timeout. But it's third down coming up, so they, or maybe realistically, depending on the length of the play,
if they don't get the first down, they're going to have to kick it away, but it'll be, inside of 10 seconds to go before Central gets the ball back, so they'll have a chance to go for the big block or try to run it back, but...
Boy, if Kannapolis can hold on to this game, I guess, it's hard to believe this. Kannapolis has come down and they have upset Central Cabarrus. Now, when is the last time somebody has said that?
Well, now all those people who called in and gave Bruce Harden a hard time on the Headliners program, undeservedly so. Those are the kind of fair-weather fans who forget that man has led them to 2 state championship games since he's been here. Maybe they'll step back and take a second look now. This is a good football team.
And I did see Reggie Wells, who was a member of that '89 state championship team. He was wearing his ring tonight at halftime. So yes, I think they've been to the big dance before. I'm talking about character. Maybe we saw it
I thought you might say he had a helmet on or something. I was going to say, wait a minute.
Well, I did see Tars Johnson as well. There's a Tindall will fall down. Isaac, the senior quarterback, had never taken a varsity snap until this season. And you talk about the folks kind of maligning me. The 25-second clock has just now signaled that Kannapolis will not have to run another play. As we'll watch the celebration of the green and white across the far way. And you never underestimate Coach Bruce Harden and the Wonders.
That's right. They're holding their fingers up. That's not because they're number one. It's because of their first conference victory.
And an important one. They take it down inside 5, 4, 3, and there it is, folks. It's time to wallow and celebrate. You can get dirty now, guys. Kannapolis hangs on for a 7-6 win tonight over the Central Cabarrus Vikings and from the South Piedmont Conference chase into, I don't know what you call it. It's a mess right now. We'll be back to have some post-game comments and our Player of the Game award and some coaches' comments as well in just a moment. Well, there you see the Vikings walking off the field. Tommy Hornick and Dustin Lewis, and I think we saw Chapman there. Heck of a game, nothing to hang their heads about. Just pure disappointment. I tell you, two great programs going at one another. The final tonight, 7-6, and Steve Gant is field side.
Thanks, Randy and Woody. We're here with Bobby Lawson, our player of the game, on behalf of Metro 12 and Ridgewood Holmes. Congratulations. You played your heart out.
Thank you very much.
I tell you, I believe you had 110 yards rushing, on a wet, soggy field. That's not a bad effort.
No, it ain't at all. We just came out to play tonight, and everybody come out to play, see what you get. That's it.
Of course, Bobby, I tell you, there's making some holes up front for you. You drive a truck, baby.
I had to give it all to the offensive line. They played a hell of a game tonight.
Again, you played a good game. Congratulations, 110 yards. Like I say, it's not a bad outing.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Bobby, thank you. Coach Bruce Hardens, congratulations. I tell you what, when I talked to you a while ago, you was tight as a drum. You got to feel a whole lot better now.
I feel 10 years younger right now. I tell you what, I'm awfully proud of these kids. They got a lot of heart, and they're just types of character that faced a lot of adversity. It's been a long time since a football team has lost 3 ball games, but they just don't quit, and they're the type of youngsters who can deal with it. So they really believe we're back, and they came out, and we talked about all week that first series, and the offense just took it to them.
I tell you, Coach, you come out in that opening drive, you run straight down the field like you knew what you was doing. You went out there like you was going to score 70 points. Did you at that time think 7 points was enough?
No, I really didn't at that time. They're hard to kind of contain because they've got a great offensive line, and I felt like with their fullback and Means at tailback and their passing game, they would explode at some point. So we weren't trying to be conservative. They just kind of started pinching and doing a lot of stunts and made it tough on us. But our offensive line did a great job, and our backs just ran with a lot of heart tonight.
Coach, you mentioned that you come out and you play a color of a game like this. You want to know in the conference now, it's got to mean a lot to you. Is that going to fire up the guys and turn around?
It really does. I feel like it gives them a lot of confidence, and our defense all year long has just kept us in ball games, and they feel like they can keep us alive, and they just did a terrific job, and I think everything will just kind of come together. We'll still have to work hard and confront some things, but I think it's coming together, and awfully proud of them.
I tell you, we're all proud of them. I know you want to get back to you guys, do a little celebrating. Again, congratulations on a job well done.
Thanks so much, Steve.
Okay, guys, back to you.
I was trying to sort out the conference race. Concord being off this week at Woody. If Northwest beats East Rowan, you got 3 teams 1-1 already. We're only halfway through. Well, anyway, the wars will continue in just 1 more week, friends. We'll be back to take a look at some final stats and have some final comments after this. Here you see some folks having a good time with the old ball game tonight. Let's take a look at those final stats. The most important one was 7-6 on the scoreboard, but for the Vikings, they picked it up a little bit in the second half.
Well, you see there, Kannapolis did a great job defensively, limiting Central to 101 yards total. 2 out of 15 passing. That's a big story as well. Only 6 first downs, and understand that Central only touched the ball that 1 time there in the 4th quarter. No turnovers, no penalties for Central either. That's kind of hard to believe. And 5 punts, all of them were boomers by Tommy Hornick.
And for the A.L. Brown Wonders, most of that was Bobby Lawson in the rushing category.
Yeah, 110 of 142. Only 4 yards passing, but they didn't really need it. The offensive line did a great job, as Lawson said, 146 total. 8 first downs, 1 out of 4 passing. That was enough. The 1 turnover, 4 penalties for 45 yards, and also 5 punts for the Wonders. But a defensive struggle.
Well, Central Cabarrus will not have long to get ready for another arch rival, and that'll be our Metro 12 Game of the Week next week.
Join us Wednesday night at 8 o'clock as Northwest and Central will get together, as we'll have Marty Stamey and Jim Brown in our studio. For Steve Gant, Woody Kane, I'm Randy Whitler. Once again, the final score 7-6, A.L. Brown over Central. Have a good weekend, everyone.